Taking short trips by train and bus can be expensive, but here's an alternative that can be both convenient, healthy, and cheap.
Cycling may no longer be just another recreational activity. The government is promoting the use of bicycles as a form of transportation. The National Park Board is responsible for a plan that connects the island through a series of park connectors. These park connectors make it more convenient and safer than the busy roads and pavements to get from one point to another. The public can now travel through connecting neighborhoods. The park connectors can be found across the island at these locations. They sometimes pass by amenities and facilities such as shopping centers and stadiums. The Sigap Park Connector connects Bedok to East Coast Park. Nearby residents can cycle to Parkway Parade Shopping Centre. And the Jurong Park Connector allows you to cycle to the new Jurong Point Shopping Centre, saving you a bus trip. A ride on the feeder bus costs 90 cents. If you cycle, instead of taking 2 trips a day, you can save more than $300 a year. You can buy a good quality bicycle for under $100. It's not a lot, and travelling on bicycle is cheaper than on bus.
It's convenient for me because of if I take a ferry bus, it takes longer times.
For instance, here you have to take feeder bus also. So why don't you change to a bicycle, then you can cycle wherever you feel.
That's not all. Cycling is also a practical way to incorporate exercise into your busy day.
You must be hungry after all of that cycling, but food prices have been soaring these days. So where can you find cheap foreign cuisine? Let Money Minds reporter Adeline scoop them out.
Food, the essential of life. But how much are you willing to spend on a meal these days? Do you know of places where you can spend less than $3 on nice food? Sumo House is a place where you can get the cheapest Japanese set meal from as low as $2.90. And that's not all. Each set meal comes with complimentary appetizers, fruit, soup, and a green tea drink free flow on the house.
While I was in fine dining, every day the shop was open and waiting for customers to come into our restaurant. So I tried to come up with something new, some good and as a hawker price.
With such affordable prices, business is flourishing. Sumo House is packed with students, residents, and office workers.
我蛮经常来的，价格蛮便宜的，就是一般的人都能接受吧。
It's quite nice. Then they will offer special, like sometimes they'll give free for students.
The food and price here are definitely too tantalizing to resist, don't you think so? But wouldn't it be nice if there's great ambience, good music to go along with it? And best if you can set your own price to the food too. Annalakshmi is a restaurant where you can pay any amount for your meal. Here, there's no price on the menu. From dosa to java tea, you can eat all you want and pay any amount you like.
We are here to provide happiness to people, joy to people. Money should not be a criteria for providing joy, okay? But same time, we need money and we leave it to the individuals for them to expand their heart, pay from the heart. That's very important, okay?
Customers enjoy the food and strongly support this concept of eat what you want and give as you feel.
I think we will pay 10 or 15 Singapore dollar like this. I think you should pay something. It's right to pay something because it's good food.
In Singapore, it's really hard to find Indian flavor. So this is like exact my mom's cooking. I think about $5 because I'm on student budget. I don't have much money.
I don't know about you, but I really enjoy eating here. It has good ambience, nice music and friendly service, and at a price that you set. And plus, it's for a good cause. So next time when you crack your brains about where to find nice and affordable Indian cuisine, maybe you would like to try out Annalakshmi. And if you want some cheap Japanese food, you could also try out Sumo House. I'm Adeline Tan, reporting for Money Minds.
When money gets tight, jobs are insecure, and traveling becomes a luxury. So how do you cut the budget but keep the fun? Let John, our travel guru, share his tips with you in the next segment called Travel Sense.
Welcome to Travel Sense, where we share the smartest ways to travel. This week we're going to discuss the most economical ways to travel throughout Southeast Asia. Remember, flying from the budget terminal is not the only way to save money. Whether you're going as close as Malaysia or as far as Hong Kong, we have 5 tips to share with you today. Our first tip is to remember to pack light. Many budget airlines like Tiger Airways can charge you up to $25 for checked baggage on your flight. For a week-long trip, it is possible to keep your bag under the required 7 kilograms. Don't pack heavy clothing like denim, as they can weigh down your pack. You'll save about $50 on your trip. Our second tip is avoid taking a taxi. In many countries, taxis charge over 200% more for tourists than they do for local people. Haggling will only get you so far. So if time is allowed, why not take local transportation? It's low cost, you can meet locals, and sometimes it can be as scary as a roller coaster. Our third tip is staying in a hostel. For some, this may be a no-brainer, but in large cities, dormitories are very numerous. Oftentimes, hostels understand your needs and offer services like internet, TV, and sometimes cheap beer. Make sure to check out websites like hostelbookers.com for stays that are under $15 a night. Our fourth tip is eat on the street. While this may be only for the adventurous, but eating on the street can be cheap and fun. Most meals at street vendors are only $2 and taste better than those catering towards tourists at restaurants. Our fifth tip is use ATMs and not currency exchangers. Many times, currency exchangers charge you a large percentage of your money to change into local currencies. Bank surcharges are often cheaper than those put forth by currency exchangers. Talk to your local bank for more information. And those are our tips today for Travel Sense. But before I go, I'd like to talk to you about my recent trip to the Malaysian state of Sarawak on the island of Borneo. Recently, a friend and I took a short trip to the state of Sarawak in Malaysian Borneo. Filled with beautiful jungles, diverse wildlife, and interesting people, it was an economical trip not worth forgetting. Getting to Kuching from Singapore was about $100 and the bulk of the trip's cost. The next leg of our trip, to Mulu National Park, was near the southern border of Brunei. This remote park had much smaller and livelier animal life. But moose, caves, and bats were the main draw for tourists. Every night, 3 million bats leave Deer Cave to hunt for food. Mulu has dozens of other caves ranging in size and is accessible for any budget. The best way to get from cave to cave is to hike or take a short boat trip. Overall, the trip was cheap, educational, and full of adventure. That's all for Travel Sense this week. Join us next time when we discuss the Philippines.
Well, we've come to the end of our show. I hope these tips are useful in helping you live a happier budget life. Until next time, I'm Renee, and you're watching Money Minds.